Job hunting in tech right now feels like running a marathon, but the finish line keeps moving. Ongoing layoffs, increasing competition, hundreds of applications, ghosting, and you're just trying to stay in the race. Naturally, I thought the more time and effort I put into finding a job, the sooner I would reach my goal. But in reality, I only sooner started to feel burnout. My typical schedule for the day that basically brought me to this burnout was something like this. Wake up around 8 AM, walk my dog, have a good breakfast. Usually it is eggs with something on the side or overnight oatmeal with berries. And definitely a cup of freshly ground coffee for me and my love. Then go straight to my desk and log in to my current job. Nine hours later, I switch to my personal laptop and start applying for freshly posted jobs. And yeah, you heard it right. I have a software developer job, and yet I'm applying for a new one. My goal is to move from Canada to Europe because of reasons. So I focus on EU market only. And no, unfortunately there is no way to work remotely for the same company I currently work for. I would honestly love to, but no. So from here I spend an exhaustive 2 to 3 hours either going through all the job postings or doing the technical interview prep, which includes solving leak code problems, system design preparation, remembering every tiny detail of my programming language or frameworks, you name it. And by the end of the day, I lose so much energy, so I don't want to do anything else. And the worst part of it was that I was getting either no recruiter emails at all or cold, soulless automated responses like this. Then comes the next day. And the day after, and another one, and another one. This approach can work for a while until it doesn't. And one morning I didn't wake up at 8 AM. I was still feeling drained from yesterday. I did try to start applying for jobs after my current 9 to 5 anyway, but after a few minutes I stopped. For me, recovery is not an option, it's a foundation for sustainable progress. I needed to build a new, healthier routine. So finding balance was crucial to maintain my sanity and not to burn out again in a month. The thing is, getting a new job does feel like a full-time job. And like with a real job, you can go the hard way or you can go the smart way. The hard way can get you from point A to point B, but with one condition. You have enough mental resilience to handle it. Apparently, I don't. And if you don't have it too, that's completely fine. It only means we need to go the smart way and find balance. And what actually helped me is following simple rules, like take intentional breaks. And you can imagine how long the break was when I just started to heal. I mean, I took a PTO at my work and unplugged entirely, so yeah, this is really important. Then I needed to set a manageable goal. For instance, instead of grinding on LinkedIn until I pass out, I send around 20 applications per week, but only to those places that I feel would be the best match for me. And surprisingly, I get the same amount of positive feedback as before, but way less rejections and stress overall. I'd say now I focus more on quality rather than quantity. And the rest of the time I either making sure I'm ready for technical rounds or just living my life. Speaking of technical rounds, a quick word from a partner of this video. There is a great way to get ready for technical interviews and add new valuable bullet points to your CV. Codecademy Pro was built exactly for these purposes. All you need to do is choose a skill path and apply knowledge you gain on real-world projects. Because the best way to learn something new is always through practice. And when you start wondering if you're ready to apply, their AI tools like Job Readiness Checker and Interview Simulator will definitely help to get a clear idea on that. Get your 50% off at the link in the video description below. And now back to the main video. Once the goal is set, I had to make my resume shine. I needed a masterpiece. In a sea of applicants, your resume is your first impression, and sometimes your only shot. People say recruiters often give a resume 5 to 10 seconds before deciding if they keep reading. So the big question, how do you make those seconds count? And a quick remark, I'm not a recruiter or a hiring manager, but from my experience, this CV formatting and section order works best. I did try different styles, but the minimalistic and straightforward one brought me the more feedback than the others. I will put a template for this resume in the video description, so you could reuse it. This is all fake data, as you can see, but the way it's built is identical to my CV. And just in case, I'm not partnered with these guys, but they offer to build one resume for free without any watermarks. And you can do as many changes, updates and exports as you wish. So everything here is self-explanatory, I guess. The only thing I'd like to highlight here is the experience block. Make it chronologically, and for each position make a bullet point list with your achievements in the start method format. Meaning each point should answer the following questions. What was the problem, what did you do, and what was the impact on the project or your team or the company overall. Also, as you can see, I made the metrics of success bold, so they would instantly catch the eye of the recruiter and encourage them to keep reading. And yeah, don't forget about cover letter, where you can elaborate on your experience, responsibilities, and your current situation. The goal is to stand out from the crowd as much as possible. Putting a lot of buzzwords in your CV is definitely great, but don't forget that when it comes to the technical rounds, you can be asked about any of those. So if you, for instance, wrote a hello world in Python, that doesn't mean it's a good idea to mention that in your hard skills section. And again, I wish it was the case, but no. You need to be able to tell about your previous and, most importantly, the latest roles and responsibilities. Share your achievements and how you reach them. And of course, be ready for any questions about languages, databases, and frameworks that you used. So I tried multiple job hunting platforms. Most of them appeared to be almost dead, and I ended up with 2. By the way, I want to note here that my search criteria might differ from yours, and it's worth investing time in finding, I would say, not an alternative to LinkedIn, but rather a companion niche job board. For example, I know that for PHP and Laravel developers, there is LaraJobs website. But for me, as a Java dev who looks for remote positions, LinkedIn and Welcome to the Jungle, formerly Aura, are a solid choice. I know that LinkedIn can be hated for different reasons, and for me personally, using their search was super overwhelming for 2 main reasons. Same jobs appeared in my result list over and over again, even if I dismiss them or mark as applied. Also, some companies are too spammy or not relevant for me. And if you combine those, the result list would look like garbage. Fortunately, I found 2 solutions that can make my life a bit easier. So if you'd like to get rid of some companies from your search list and didn't find a filter for that, that's okay. I did not as well, but there is a way around. It's a Boolean search, as they call it. Basically, it's the way to use Boolean operators like and, not, or in LinkedIn search bar. For instance, if you don't like to see this company anymore, just type your programming language and then not company name. And the best thing is that you can specify as many companies as you want, but don't forget to put their names in double quotes. And as you can see, that company is not there anymore, and our search result lists became a bit more clear. Alright, the second quality of life solution is a Chrome extension that can hide jobs that you already applied or viewed or dismissed or the promoted ones. It's called High Jobs. They have free and premium plan for $3 per month, I think, but honestly I use free plan features only and I'm really happy with that. And again, this is not sponsored, I'm just sharing tools that I'm using. So when you click on the job posting, it's automatically hidden from the list, but if you want you can easily make it visible again. And the same works when you apply. By the way, speaking of the application process itself, LinkedIn has this easy apply button, and it looks like a super convenient and efficient way to send your application with a couple of clicks, right? No, forget about this button. It's completely useless and didn't bring me a single response. But even if there is a job posting with the easy apply button, what you can do instead is simply ignore it, open that company's website, go to their careers page, and apply to the exact same position directly. This way you will not only get feedback in general, but increase your chances of being invited to initial screen call. I know it's super annoying to do so for every single company, moreover some of those have super ugly websites, but that's the reality. And that's basically all I wanted to share. This video is not about passing all technical rounds, plenty of YouTube videos can get you ready for those. This video is more about how to get more screen calls, which I personally struggled the most. I wasn't prepared for how much effort you need to put now into getting shortlisted by recruiters. But anyways, everything is definitely possible, even during layoffs and in this oversaturated market. Alright, hope this was useful and best of luck guys with your job hunting journey. See ya!